How's it going? I'm Tom Henwood from Mainline Overland. Today I'm here with Dylan Murphy from Powerbrake. Dylan's got a kit that we're going to be test fitting on the 2020 MLO Ford Ranger. And Dylan's got some unboxing to do here. So we're going to take a look at what's inside a Powerbrake kit. They come in left and right boxes. And Dylan, take it away.
Thanks, Tom. So what happens when you get your Powerbrake kit? It's a left and right kit. So it's really easy to unbox and it's really easy to fit and put on the vehicle. So open the box up. First thing we get is a detailed instruction manual. So we give you a really detailed instruction manual on how you fit the kit with all the different torque specifications, full drawing mount. So it shows you exactly how the kit should be mounted with all the specifications. Then a step-by-step instruction manual, just how the brake kit gets fitted, how it gets bled, how it gets bedded in. So it's just a really comprehensive fitment package.
And why is that's important? Because Powerbrake is a very sort of a high-end kit, right? And can you tell us a little bit about where you guys use these Powerbrake kits?
So we're the market leader in off-road brakes. The company was founded 15 years ago in South Africa. It's a family business. And that is our core business. That is all we focus on. We manufacture off-road overlanding four-wheel drive brakes and off-road race brakes. So our heritage is we're the only supplier to Toyota Gazoo Racing. So we've won the Dakar Rally, we've podiumed many times. The Dakar is the toughest race in the world. It's 2 weeks of full-out racing. And so Toyota Gazoo chose us as a vendor. We actually built a water-cooled caliper for them. And all that technology that we learn in that race and in that series, we bring back to your overland and four-wheel drive vehicle.
Cool, so let's take a look what's inside.
So first thing you get is your caliper box. And here you can see it's a billet aluminum caliper.
Super blingy, I love it.
Let me give you that.
Ooh, look at that thing. Oh, it's super light. And what do we have on this? What do we have in this caliper? Give us a rundown.
First thing we've got a bridge over the top. So the caliper wants to spread itself open during the brake cycle. So we want to give it that bridge so that doesn't allow the caliper to spread. That's going to give you a much stronger pedal feel. Second thing is temperature measuring. You'll see on our rotors also later, everything is about temperature in the brake system. We want to be able to measure, feedback, and make informed decisions around the brake system. Then we bolt from the back. So we want to get as much wheel clearance as possible. So you can see how we chamfer away here. That's really important to fit under as many wheel profiles as possible. Logo, we don't paint it in. So you get often people paint in a logo, and then once you bleed and are using the brakes a lot, then it starts to go it fades away. We want it to look as good 5 years from today as it does now. The next thing, you'll see there's nothing that sticks out on the caliper. All internal porting. That's really complicated engineering because we port internally so that there's no tube or anything sticking out. The other thing that's really important is we do all kinds of stuff to make it easy to bleed. So as the porting goes in through the caliper pod, that's really an important part of how you bleed the brake system. Lastly, you'll see then it comes with a high performance set of brake pads. We've already pre-loaded it, and so that the fitter can just load it on. I'm going to take that out and then just push this back. You can see we have 6 pistons in here, stainless steel pistons. And what's important about that is stainless steel transfers heat slower than aluminum, and the original calipers have aluminum. So we want to protect the pressure seal from the heat. Lastly, which is really important, you'll see we don't have like a funny boot that comes around there. Those get hot and brittle and then break away and allow all kinds of stuff to come in, especially if you're dirt roading and wheeling out off-road. We have an internal wiper seal. So the internal wiper seal will protect the pressure seal on the caliper. And then you can see we do a very high level surface treatment. It's a very specific product. It's not going to fade in the UV. In South Africa, we have very heavy UV. So we've done that so that it still looks good again after a couple of years.
Awesome.
The last thing, just to show you, all the components, especially for people up north, stainless steel components, so that we don't have all of that situation with the bleeder screws are stainless steel. These mounting pins are all stainless steel. So again, a lot of focus to detail.
Awesome. And what are we doing in terms of compound? What kind of setup we're going to use for the overland use?
For the brake pads?
Yes.
So the brake pads, we do two compounds. We do a European version pad and we do a Japanese pad. Both are performance brake pads. The Japanese pad is manufactured by a very specialized small manufacturer. It is the top four-wheel drive pad in the world, and that's an option up, especially if you're towing a trailer, if you really put a lot of weight. If you're over 1,000 pounds and you're going to be doing stuff like that, that's where the Japanese pad comes in.
And for this test, we're going to use the European pad, which is the same pad.
Correct. That's what we're going to start you guys on, so that you can feel it. It's a really nice, it beds in quickly, and it's a really nice step up. The other thing about the pads, look at the size of the pads, and that's important. So we're giving you more material, so it's more friction surface area, and we want to give you as much life as possible. Some big brake pick manufacturers are building a bigger caliper around the same Toyota Hilux pad.
And they're tiny little hockey pucks.
Exactly. So we've gone for a larger pad just to give you more surface area and to give you more mileage.
Cool. Awesome. Can we take a look at one of the rotors?
Yeah, let's do that. Just to quickly show you before we get to the rotor, all the accessories come in here. So you've got your brake hose, you've got your caliper mounting bracket, you've got your bleeder tool, you've got all the bolts and bits and pieces that you need to actually mount the kit. And then here is the rotor. So this is really unique for the Ford Ranger. This is a 13.8 inch 350 millimeter rotor. I'm gonna just tear it open like that. And it's 48 curved vanes. So there we go, I'll give you that. All right.
So by vanes, you're talking about these.
Correct. So these are curved vanes. So your original, if we can grab that OE one there, you can actually see those are straight vanes, okay? What's important here, if you imagine a rotor, it's a centrifugal pump. So the air is going to come in here and then it's going to be pushed out. Remember, what we're trying to do with this rotor is manage the heat. Think of it as a glass of water. Once your glass gets full, the water starts overflowing, you're out of heat, you're out of temperature range. So we're trying to manage the heat, okay? So we want to cool as much as possible. So the curved vanes are going to allow the air to flow over. Also, by giving additional vanes, we're going to give more surface area for the air to flow over, bringing that temperature down. Then, really important, every rotor that we do has temperature measuring tabs on it, okay? And that's really important because we want to give feedback to the driver so we know, for example, which brake pad compound is the right compound. So we've got all the different temperature levels that'll give us that feedback. And somebody said to me the other day, you know, your product is one of the only products that gives feedback to the driver and allows them to make decisions. And an informed decision. Then you'll see here, we've got our grooves machined in, and that's to degas the pads. So the first thing is from a performance side on pads. The second thing is it's allowing all the sand and muck and water to come out. You'll see we go all the way through to the edge of the rotor, so to allow to push all of that material through. What's pretty cool is we machine to the minimum spec. So once you see these disappearing, you know your rotors are at the end. And that allows you to, again, make a decision, say, hey, we need to replace my rotors without checking with a caliper or something like that.
Cool. I could definitely see a big difference in the diameter of the
we could
brake
actually hold it up
surface,
if you wanted to. You can see there's a difference in size.
So definitely a larger diameter caliper, and also the braking surface area is larger too.
So we call that the swept area for ourselves, and there you can see that's the size. The last thing that we do is really nice. If you've ever replaced a rotor, is we don't put oil for storage. A lot of guys will put oil and that type of thing on the rotor. We don't want a high performance brake pad to be contaminated by oil. So we use this proprietary surface treatment. And you can see, basically it allows you to bolt, you've got to clean the hub really, really well, and then you just bolt the rotor straight on, no cleaning required.
Got it, wow. That's awesome. Cool. Well, anything else you want to look at in this kit, or should we get ready to fit it?
I think let's get ready to fit it and
Awesome.
see how Ranger is a huge product for us worldwide, and want to just get the US Ranger sorted and see how we go.
Cool. Thanks so much for choosing us for this testing, and let's get going. So I'm here with Dylan, and Dylan, we have the Powerbrake kit installed now on the Ranger. Can you tell me a little bit about what we're seeing here?
Yeah, thanks, Tom. So everything's mounted on the truck now. Again, what we want to do is have a bolt-on, ready-to-fit kit. Everything comes ready, so you can, with the brackets, with the calipers, the rotors, it all bolts on. You've got your braided brake line over here. So you can see The calipers over here, we're about to bleed it now, so the recessed bleeder screws, nothing sticking out that if a rock comes over, they can catch it. Then if we look at 13.7-inch rotor that's come onto the truck, and then here's our temperature measuring, which is really important. So this is 500, 850, 1000 degrees Fahrenheit, and then 1166. And then here we go from 230 all the way to 2200 Fahrenheit. So it's really important for us to be able to feed back information to the driver that we can tell him what brake pads to run, what temperature his brakes have run. And the way it works is it actually holds the highest temperature that the truck has ever run to. So the temp tab paint will actually change color to like a white color. And then internally you can see there's your 48 vanes rotational. So the air is going to come in here. We want to get it into there and then pushing it out to cool this storage unit down. This is the storage unit for your brakes. So we need to keep that running as cool as possible.
Awesome. And so tell us a little bit about what differentiates Powerbrake. We pulled the OEM brakes off. The OEM brakes have a totally different design than this. We're going to pistons on both sides of the caliper.
Correct. On the Ford Ranger, we have what we call a fist type caliper. So there's the pistons on the one side, and then now we've got pistons on the both sides. But importantly is we've got 6 pistons, okay, and then we're running a much bigger pad. So that's going to give you more surface area, more friction surface area, and that's also going to give you a longer life. So more friction, longer life. You can see the swept area of the rotor is a lot bigger. So what we want to do is want to give you longer life. And the big thing about a big brake kit, it's not about the first stop. Yes, there'll be an improvement. What we want to do is on the 10th and the 12th stop, as you're coming down a mountain or you're wheeling, we want to give you that consistency of brakes. So we're giving you more storage. So that's what the big thing is about a big brake kit. If you're carrying more weight, you're adding 600, 700, 800 pounds, 1,000 pounds. You've got a rooftop tent. You've got bigger wheels. So bigger wheels mean more unsprung weights, rotational mass. You've got a bigger bumper on that you've got to do. So all of the things that we love to do that make us overlanders and four-wheel drive enthusiasts, we need to account for that and then plan so that with the bigger brake system. And I always say to customers, you have guys with like a Ranger or a Tacoma, and you talk to them and say, hey, when do you start planning for the stop? And they're like, yeah, no, we're planning far in advance now, because they don't have that trust, and there isn't that trust in the brake system. So that's what we want to give you with Powerbrake, is to give you that trust back in the brake system, so that when you're overlanding, four-wheel driving, that's what the big brake kit's going to do for you.
And in terms of, we have several stages of these kits in terms of the stage that we have going on the vehicle right now.
So we've got a stage 1 here, which is the 48 vane rotor. We can step it up to the next level, which is a stage 2, which is a 72 vane rotor. And what's really cool about this, it's like a Lego system. You don't need to change all the caliper and the brackets and all of that. It's just that we then change the type of rotor that we're doing. So that's the next level up. So if you're, for example, towing a really big trailer or something like that, then that's where we'd go to that. Also on the pads, we've got different level of pads. But again, all coming back to the temperature measuring. This is our information system. So the more feedback we're going to be able to get from the brakes, the more we'll be able to make informed decisions about what components we need to do as the next step, or we're running in the sweet spot, this is what we need.
So if me as the owner consumer, I can actually send you a picture of what this is running to give you the information you need. You can tell me what kind of pads I should be running maybe as the next level, or maybe the rotor change out as the next level.
Absolutely. It's the first thing we ask for when talking to a customer. So like if the customer brought their vehicle into your shop and we were talking to Patrick who just installed this, then what we would do is say, hey Pat, what was the temperature range? Shoot us a picture and we'll tell you that. It also comes, all the information's in the fitment instructions, but exactly that's what we want. We want that information back so we can give the data so you can put the right product on moving forward.
Awesome. Well, is there anything more to add here?
No, I think it's just
Except to go out and drive it, right?
let's drive it. And again, it's about safety. You've got your family in the truck. So the more security and safety we can give you around the brake system, that's what the goal is for our company.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Delon, for coming in. And check out Powerbrake on the Mainline Overland website and give it a try.